I just asked you a question. Like I
Hunter, what
said,
happened, dude?
I'm itching to get to this
What
game.
happened today?
What happened today?
No, to Hunter. Something
I was like,
something obviously perturbed him at work.
Nothing happened. I
debate
was-
get under your skin, Hunter? Are you
No,
tired of all these libtards trying to spread their Democrat agenda?
that was yesterday. No, I'm just trying to get to this game. I'm trying to figure out who Austin has because he won't tell me.
We're not getting to the game just yet, Hunter.
Eager Beaver. All right, but you know what we could get into? Well, the intro will be great first.
Well, I got to know if you're ready first.
I've been ready.
I don't know, dude. You've been telling me to relax for the past 20 minutes.
The
Yeah,
internet
when you
thing was
when you
all
say
a ploy.
relax, that means you're not ready, dude.
It was all a ploy, Hunter. Just to get in your head.
A ploy?
Yeah.
A ploy like kings would make, such as King Henry, number 22, episode 22, which is right now.
Wow.
Yes.
Welcome to episode 22 of Pro Football Focus. We're going to do that for the intro. I'm Hunter. With me, as always, is Jake.
And Austin.
Austin's here, too. I say that, so I would
Oh,
really appreciate if you didn't.
Yeah, know your fucking role.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to get in on the
Yeah,
intro.
so didn't want to start it this way, but I guess we have to. But I'm the host, God damn it. So you guys just want to get into the
No,
spicy
let's get right
16?
into it. Let's get this ball rolling.
Yeah, just let's get in here, dude.
Okay, cool. You guys know Hot 32 is not happening during the season, so we're going to get right into the spicy 16. So, first game we're going to talk about, Thursday Night Football, Dolphins-Jaguars. Dolphins pulled it out 31-13. It's a rough one in Jacksonville. Fitz looked like magic, and I'm sad.
Sorry to hear that, Hunter. The 49ers defeated the Giants 36-9, and the Niners really showcased their depth in this game after they lost almost their entire team the week before. And Nick Mullins has become the first 49ers quarterback to throw for 220-plus yards in 9 straight starts since Joe Montana did so in 1985 and 86. Mullins also has 2,277 yards in 2018, and it was the 4th most in a player's first 8 games. So he's got a lot of potential. He only played when Jimmy got hurt in 2018, and then they threw him in last week.
He looked like poop that second game he played last year.
Well, I'm not going to speak to that because the numbers were just saying he's Patrick Mahomes. That's all I'm saying.
The Bengals-Eagles game was the first tie of the season. The Bengals and Eagles both played pretty bad. The Eagles seemed to give up at the end rather than trying for a long field goal, but some people respect that decision to punt, so it wasn't just a giveaway touchdown to the old Joey Burrow.
Joey B. Raiders-Patriots. The Patriots came out of that one on top, 36-20. Rex Burkhead and the Patriots dismantled the undefeated Raiders with ease. And I just want to let all the viewers and listeners know there's a little trick planted in this script. Someone wanted me to say Rex Turdhead, but I didn't.
The Bears defeated the Falcons 30-26, and Mitch Trubisky's job was taken over by the human kickstand and Super Bowl champion Nick Foles. Foles threw for 3 tutters, and Allen Robinson looked real good.
I don't think that's the right through.
Definitely not through.
Yeah, well, listen. You guys should be looking at me, not looking at the text. You guys should be listening in.
The Bills pick up a 35-32 win against the Rams after a controversial pass interference call, which ultimately led to an easy Buffalo touchdown.
I thought it was good.
Hey, we might have some time to get into that. The Rams were at 28-3 deficit with 8 minutes left of the third quarter and worked all the way back to a closely contested game.
That PI was a makeup call for the interception earlier in the game.
Thank you, Hunter.
But Herd Bowl round 2, the Browns and the Washington football team faced off this week, and the Browns came out victorious, 34-20. Baker continues to look good against bad teams, and Dwayne Haskins struggled mightily.
Dwayne Haskins gonna struggle, dude. The Steelers defeated the Texans 28-21, and the little Watt brothers now have the bragging rights over JJ. And the Texans are still winless, but they did play some good teams. But they're off to a very cold 0-3.
Yeah, not looking too bright for them. The Titans pick up a 31-30 win against the Vikings. Although they get the win, the Titans aren't convincing that they will make it farther than last season, especially considering the Vikings don't look too good either.
Yeah. But, speaking of teams that don't look too good, the Panthers and the Chargers played. The Panthers won 21-16. The Panthers forced 3 Los Angeles turnovers, and Joey Sly kicked 5 field goals in a 21-16 win over the Chargers on Sunday.
Oh.
The Jets are perhaps the stinkiest team in all of football, as the Colts defeated them 36-7. Sammy Darnold threw a pick 6 to Xavier Rhodes.
I think he threw more than 1 pick 6 that game.
Yeah, and I think Xavier had 2 picks. Big Philly was tossing it left and right. Adam Gase's play calling was very unoriginal and horrible compared to Andy Reid and Sean McVay.
Well, just wait until Le'Veon Bell gets back in the swing of things.
Yeah.
The Seahawks pull off another win against the Cowboys, 38-31, and the Seahawks are still looking elite. DK Metcalf has an early touchdown taken away because he slows at the end, thinking he's good, but don't ever be sleeping on the job.
But what happened, Jake?
He makes up for it.
Well, no. I mean, he didn't just lose it because he slowed down. Like, what happened?
I mean, he caught the ball, slowed down before he crossed the line. And I can't remember specifically who, but one of the defenders came up
It
behind.
was Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Diggs' younger brother, who's a rookie.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. I just wanted to know how it happened.
That's the blood. But yeah,
Trayvon punched it out. Touchback.
Yeah, because he's like, okay, well, I'm good. Drops it down one hand, punches it out the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
But he makes up for it.
We got to think. Some people are just listening to this on SoundCloud, so we got to explain it to them.
True. Well, I figured that would be more of a get into it because that was an amazing game. But I don't think the Cowboys have what it takes.
Wow. Certainly not to beat the Seahawks. But Lions and Cardinals, Lions won 26-23. Are the Lions the new it team in the NFL? Matt Stafford looks like he's playing with Megatron while snuffing out the red-hot Cardinals.
Wow. The Buccaneers defeated the Broncos 28-10, and the Broncos didn't look too good, dude. They had Jeff Driscoll in there, I believe.
Dude, he's so bad.
Who was that running back? Oh, he had just some
I
random.
didn't watch that game. I was just like, just gonna let this one slide by the timeline.
The Buccaneers defense looked really good, but then again, it was Jeff Driscoll, and Tommy B was really finding Mike Evans there in the end zone. I think he got 2 to him.
Yeah, I disrespected.
2 tutters, 2 yards, I think.
Yeah, that's all you need.
A game where no team looked as nearly as bad as the Broncos. The Packers-Saints game, Packers pick up the win 37-30, and the Packers are looking very solid throughout their offense and defense. Alvin Kamara makes an effort to show that he could be the best running back in the league, especially if you don't count the guys that are injured. He's going off on some other type of shit. Aaron Jones is maintaining a strong run. Drew Brees has a good passing game, but did check down multiple times from a long bomb to the shorter passes. Maybe his arm is noodle.
Yeah, I'd like to review that game and count how many plus 20 yards in the air throws he made. I think it's under 5.
Yeah.
But the last one, we had a good one, Monday Night Football, or what we thought was going to be a good one, fellas. Chiefs won 34-20 over the Baltimore Ravens. What was billed as the game of games ended up with Lamar Jackson and his Ravens up in flames. Lamar struggled to find open receivers down the field, and Patrick Mahomes continued to make it look easy out there.
Yeah, you got that right.
I'm throwing some rhymes in.
That was well written.
Yeah.
Delivery was on point.
I mean, the Seahawks looked really fucking good. I'll say that.
So you're choosing Seahawks Cowboys?
Yes.
What'd you think about that big hoss twisting and gator rolling on Chris Carson's knee?
Can't do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of injuries going on. I think at this point, just like all this craziness in the whole world, I'm just so desensitized to injuries now too, because I've just seen it all so much. It's just like chalk it up.
But man, Jake, this wasn't a freak injury. This was, I forget the lineman's name. He grabbed onto Chris Carson's legs and just gator rolled. He's like,
yeah. Jake, are you pro gator roll in the trenches?
Hey, I mean,
the league is looking into it.
A nasty place, you know.
Oh man, it was pretty.
Comes to territory, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Gator rolls are the dirty of the dirty.
Well, that's why no Gators ain't no playing no footballs.
What do you think about Jerry Jones? I believe he came out and said, like, the fact that Dak couldn't get the game-winning touchdown is what really separates him from Patrick Mahomes or even Tony Romo.
I don't know about the Tony Romo comment. But
I know, but that's like in Jerry Jones' mind, think about no one ever tells him no. He's on the yacht. He owns the Cowboys. He's the GM. He makes all the draft picks. He thinks Tony Romo is a badass, I bet. He's like, I found Tony. Look at Tony now.
They're probably close, like personal family friends and stuff.
Yeah, like he is probably delusional and thinks Tony Romo is a lot better than he is.
That is the ultimate disrespect right there.
Yeah.
So that separates him from the best quarterback in recent history and also Tony Romo.
Yeah. I don't know,
Romo's
dude.
A bum though. Like Tony Romo's better than Jay Cutler.
But there's so many dudes in between Tony Romo and Patrick Mahomes.
That's a good comparison.
Like,
he's better than Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Tony was good. He was clutch. I think he just had, like, bad interceptions every now
Tony
and
Romo in his prime was probably better than Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. I believe that.
And Kirk
at least
Cousins
more fun.
Is perennial 16 out of 32. So if you're better than half the league, you're above average.
Yeah, he's definitely better than Jeff. All right. Yeah, I agree on that.
Yeah, but other stuff from this game, obviously, Russell Wilson looks crazy good. We know that.
It's so composed. It's unreal. Just seeing him bop around like that, and he's just the ultimate chill.
Maybe a quick, I don't know if it's this game is interesting, but Austin, do you know who the NFL sack leader is currently?
Aldon Smith.
Yeah, it is Aldon Smith. People realize that if Aldon Smith didn't have off-the-field issues and he played all the time he could have played, he would have a realistic shot at breaking the sack record.
When Aldon Smith was in his prime, like, I thought this motherfucker –
playing like he's in his prime now.
I know, but I'm saying, like, he's old now, and he missed all these prime years. Like, he's threatening to blow up airports and shit by accident. And, like,
what?
Yeah, he had some off-the-field issues, Jake.
You don't know the Aldon Smith Chronicles?
No.
That guy, he was in, like, the same – him and Von Miller were, like, neck and neck for, like, who is the better sack artist at the time. Like, that's like how old school it was. And I'd always watch him. I was like, I think Aldon's better. Like, he's just bigger and stronger. And he was so fucking fast. But he looks good now. Like, I am happy to see Aldon back because he was one of my favorite players.
Yeah, he's like he never left.
Yeah.
So Russell looks good. Aldon Smith looks good. DK Metcalf had I think a get off your high horse moment maybe after he smoked Stephon Gilmore last week. He's riding high, thinks he can't do any wrong. He's got a long bomb. He's all alone, or so he thinks. Like Jake said, he slows down a little bit. Little does he know, Trayvon Diggs, right behind him, boop, peanut punches the ball right out. No touchdown, touchback.
Yeah.
Cowboys couldn't really capitalize, but hey, good play by the rookie.
Which lends to, I just don't think that Dak has any closing or any clutch. Like, I honestly don't think he can't close.
Jake, you got some Jerry Jones eyes, dude. Are you saying that that's what separates him from perhaps Tony Romo?
Jake,
It could be.
I think your issue is that you probably don't think he's cerebral enough.
The last 2 games, he had a chance to close it, but did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what separates him from Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Because Mahomes gets in there on that last drive, and they're getting the tutter.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I don't think if Patrick Mahomes played for the Cowboys, I think the Cowboys wouldn't even have been at that deficit.
I think one other thing we should talk about from potentially the Cowboys is Earl Thomas is a free agent. The Texans tried to work him out today, but they couldn't get the workout because the whole COVID thing kind of upped the protocol. So they had to last second cancel it. But why aren't the Cowboys trying to get Earl Thomas? They're letting up 30 points a week.
Jerry doesn't want any of that juju in the facility.
Dude, they need some juju of any kind on that on the secondary. They have rookie Trayvon Diggs like covering like Julio, like trying to like they're just leaving him on an island out there. He's getting burnt. Like DK Metcalf should have definitely had that touchdown.
Yeah.
That was only him fucking up that let him make that play. Like, you need to get some safety help over the top.
Listen, dude, that's how Byron Jones learned. He was a safety. Came in there like, hey, Byron, you're going to play corner 1 on an island by yourself.
Yeah, well, now he's in Miami and he gets hurt. So they need to sign Earl Thomas. Dude, he's just sitting there. Listen, his wife, he may have been, fucking on his wife, like just banging some random girl with his brother. And she found him on Snapchat and put that gun to his head and everything. But that doesn't mean that he's a locker room problem, dude. Just bring him in. Like he's
a bad guy.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Ravens like team came together and said, "Hey, we don't want Earl Thomas on the team anymore."
Well, yeah, he was fighting their rookies and stuff. But the thing is,
that's in Baltimore.
I'm sure Jerry Jones has done something like that in his life. So
probably.
Just bring the kid in, see what he can do. See if he can stop 1 or 2 of those touchdowns. Maybe you win a few games.
Yeah, I mean, all wounds are healed with wins.
Yeah, for sure.
Austin, which one of these games do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the Chiefs-Ravens game.
Okay, what about it?
I mean, first of all, it was just a spectacle to see the greatest quarterback of all time, the Michael Jordan of the NFL, like Patrick Mahomes. There's something about watching him. Like, I feel like I'm watching the second coming of Jesus right now. Like, everything he does is just perfect. And then I think Lamar Jackson's just a running back, dude. I think he's a running back, can't throw the ball.
You don't think they just used that Tennessee scheme and confused him?
No, what I really think is the culprit is the offensive coordinator. He used to be the Bills'
Greg Roman.
Offensive coordinator, Greg Roman. I think he has no creativity. Like the plays, I think they have the same plays that they had when he had Kaepernick in the 49ers, and then when he went to the Bills, and then last year. And people were kind of caught off guard, but I think you'll be able to dial into that now, dude. I think Greg Roman doesn't draw anything new up. I think he has what he's been running. And then when I watch Andy Reid, I never know what is going to happen. They bring Anthony Sherman in the game. They have Tyreek Hill out wide. They bring Tyreek Hill to running back. Mahomes goes out like he's going to option with Tyreek Hill and then pitches it into the fullback. It was unreal. That was a crazy ass design.
And then, I think they had maybe Clyde Edwards-Helaire at like a wildcat formation, then pitch it to Patrick Mahomes, and he like dumps it back off to him. There was just so much motion going on, and I was like, "Oh shit, hand! Oh wait, reverse! Oh, throw it back! It's another pass! Like what the fuck?"
Can you imagine having to learn all those plays and be able to execute that like on a game day? The discipline and like practice that has to go into all that stuff.
See, and I think it was a classic case of they should have slaughtered the Chargers, and they didn't, and everyone's like, "Oh, are they
Yep.
not the set?" And they're like, "All right, let's murder these fools. Just everyone shut the fuck up."
Well,
Like,
I don't know if it's that. I think it's just they had better matchups versus the Ravens.
I also saw a little bit of spitefulness in Patty Mahomes' eyes, dude. I didn't know he was like that. Did you see him do the 1, 2, 3, 4? Because they voted him the 4th best player in the league on the NFL Top 100,
Mm-mm.
and they voted Lamar number 1. So he goes in there, throws 5 touchdowns, and then goes and counts it down, and like just looks in disbelief.
Well, Patrick Mahomes and his annoying girlfriend are having a baby.
Yeah, I mean, that's, not everyone can be perfect. There's always a fault to somebody. And I think his is his annoying girlfriend from high school.
Yeah.
bold choice.
And now he's going to be tied to her for the rest of his life.
But look at Aaron Rodgers and Danica Patrick. They broke up. Like, anything could happen, dude.
They didn't have a child together.
Yeah, but you could just eat that kid before it's 2, and you're good.
Dude, look at Big Phil, dude. He's got, 17 kids?
Yeah.
Doesn't
Big,
matter.
that's not a
You're an
joke.
NFL quarterback, dude. You can have 15 others, dude. He'll be fine.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers has more kids than he has bolo ties, and he's got a bolo tie for every day of the week. So
Patrick Mahomes has
Yeah, I
as
don't know
many
what's
Super
cooler,
Bowl
a
rings as
kid or a
kids.
bolo tie.
what'd you say, Austin?
I was just saying Patrick Mahomes will have as many Super Bowl rings as kids.
One.
I think that's better than a bolo tie.
Listen,
I mean, they could be some pretty sweet bolo ties.
they are sweet bolo ties.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Do you think that they could fashion a Super Bowl bolo tie just for instead of a ring, he gets all the diamonds encrusted on that little fucking?
I
weird
think
thing.
they do have the technology to fashion that.
They definitely.
They're like,
have
nah.
technology.
It's impossible. We've been trying since '95.
Oh, it can be done.
Yeah.
I also think the Ravens game, I think I think Lamar got a bad rap more than like Mark Andrews dropped like a fucking nice ass pass that would have been touchdown. There was a lot of drops and there was a lot of just miscues and terrible play calling. And I don't think a lot of that's on Lamar Jackson.
No,
And the offensive line broke down and couldn't pass block at like the end of the game. Chris Jones was getting in there. Frank Clark was getting in there.
yeah, I don't think by any means that like it was just his fault.
Yeah.
Like it was definitely a whole team. Like they have many places they could have played better.
There's no I in team, fellas.
There's not. Also, there was a play where Lamar Jackson was running out to the left and he stepped out of bounds, but like he just took off running and you just got like a visual of how quickly he can go up the sideline. And I was like, holy shit, dude. He's so weirdly fast. Like the way he moves, like even when he like ran the options and stuff, it looked like he was jogging. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, giddy up. But like you look at the guys behind him, like the linebackers, and he's still pulling away from them in their full sprint. Like he is so fast. And his acceleration.
It does kind of look
ridiculous.
like he's not really like busting ass out there. He's just like gliding.
He could probably run like a 4.6, just like jogging, just like fucking around out there, hot dogging around.
I was gonna say that's what hot doggers do.
He could hot dog a 4.6 is all I'm saying,
That's what a hot dog do.
That's a shirt.
dude.
That's what a hot dog do.
But Hunter, what game like piqued your interest?
There's only one here that I want to talk about, and
Your heartbreak.
yeah, I'm gonna talk about it briefly.
Yeah.
It's the Thursday night football. Everybody was pumped. Jags Nation, Duval County was pumped. Riding high off of a loss to the Tennessee Titans because it was close and we looked good. Beat the Colts, thought we were looking good. Ryan Fitzpatrick's coming to town. Beard versus the mustache. Of course the mustache is going to win, right? Wrong. No. Ryan Fitzpatrick comes out, and he is looking like Lamar Jackson, like running everywhere. Jags can't tackle him. Jags can't cover anything. And it was just really, really bad. I was watching it at work Thursday night, and just play after play, Dolphins' first drive. They were getting like good runs off, and they were just having no problems at all matriculating the ball down the field. And that first drive, I looked at the sports guy and I was like, yo, this is not going to be a good game for the Jaguars, because I just knew, like, looking at the offense, like CJ Henderson didn't tag a guy down because he didn't realize, like, college rules, like you got to tag him.
That's absolute insanity.
Yeah. So look at the sports guy, say, hey, I don't think it's going to be a good game. He's like, oh, you're the type of person who's not fun to watch football with, huh? You just complain about all the bad stuff. And I'm like, no, dude, like, watch what's happening. And then, just bad. So I think Jags officially back in the tanking for Trevor race, even though it seems like a New York battle right now.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a tough one to win with the Jets out there.
I mean,
Yeah.
you guys blew out the Colts, and the Colts just shit stomped the Jets, right? So
I don't think the Colts, or not the Colts, I don't think the Giants are going to be ready to give up on Danny Dimes yet.
No.
I could definitely see the Jets moving on from Sam Darnold, but if the Jags were in that, like, 6th spot, they have a lot of capital. I could see them wasting it all to trade up and get Trevor.
Potentially.
Yeah. But basically, I was excited about the Jag season, and now I just think it's going to be another Jag season.
We have to go review the tape from last week, because I think we may have said that Gardner Minshew's comments about his mustache compared to Fitz's beard might have angered Fitz. And we said, I believe we said that there might be a little bit of Fitz magic coming out. And what do you know? Right on cue, he's running around. He went to Harvard. He's trucking people over like a fullback.
I probably called it a trap game last episode.
Yeah. But, that game feels like it was a year ago now.
Yeah, it does. Tomorrow is going to be a week from it. But, yeah.
So it looks like on the Jags' regular schedule, in regards to a tank off, I think besides this week's game that just happened, maybe the Browns would be the closest tank off game.
What do you mean?
Like, if there was like a Jets Jaguars, it's like the South Park episode where they're trying to lose the game.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, the Browns definitely aren't trying to be bad. They just are bad.
But if you compared to everybody else, looks like you're gonna get your titty slapped around.
Well, this week we got the Jets and Broncos, and I've seen a lot of memes on Twitter comparing that game to the presidential debate.
Which is an absolute shit show.
Which is good and civil, but this isn't a politics podcast, so we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, we won't talk about it. I got the rankings right here. You want me to just read them off?
Nope.
While Jake pops them in?
Nope. Yeah.
No, don't read them.
No, Jake's popping them in. I'll start from the bottom.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least do that.
At number 10, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We got to get like a Watch Mojo countdown thing.
Coming in at number 9, the Los Angeles Rams. At number 8, the Patriots. 7, the Titans. But I don't know if this list was made before the COVID outbreak.
True. Fucking
Could
rats.
be a game changer. At number 6 is the Buffalo Bills. Number 5, Seattle. Number 4, the Steelers. Number 3, the Baltimore Ravens. Number 2, the Green Bay Packers. And number 1, the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that's a pretty reasonable list.
I think it's a reasonable list as well, except, like, why are the Titans still hanging around?
Who do
Yeah.
you think
That's
out of those? I don't. The Saints are like 13.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Drew Brees has a noodle arm, and with no Michael Thomas, he's just noodling.
I think Seattle and Pittsburgh could be switched.
Seattle and Pittsburgh.
I just feel like the Seahawks offense has a better margin on the Steelers offense than the Steelers defense does on the Seattle defense.
I don't know. The Steelers defense is pretty fucking sick.
But do you think
And I think the Seattle defense might be trash, honestly.
trash?
What have they done, dude? They're letting up points. What was the score of that game they just had?
38.
So listen, even with all their injuries,
38-31.
I think you get the Titans out of there, you move everybody down, and you add the Niners at 10.
The Niners.
Yeah.
I could agree with that.
But
I don't see
think-
what have the Buccaneers done? Like their victories aren't impressive.
I know they're not, but it's Tom Brady, and it looks like he's playing good because he's played 2 not great teams.
But yeah, I don't think he looks like Michael Jordan at the end of his career when he went and played on, was it the Magic? He went and played on a different team, and he
The
just
Wizards?
the Wizards, I mean, and he didn't look right, and that's what Tom Brady looks like. I feel like we're gonna see the decline here.
I don't know, dude. Gronk's
I'm starting to see
involved
it,
now.
dude.
Their defense is turning it up.
That is true. Their defense looked.
You know what pisses me off about that whole situation?
What, Jake? What is it?
Gronk, yeah, he's getting more involved, but Gronk should be scoring fucking points. And then I see the NFL posting these fucking videos of Tom and Gronk quizzing each other like, oh, what's this thing about me? And he's like, what's this little joke? And he's like, oh, is it this? And they're like, yeah.
That was before the season,
fantasy
Jake.
points. Score some fantasy points. We get that you guys are friends. We fucking get it. Go score some fantasy points.
Wow,
Listen.
Jake, you got Gronk on your fantasy team or something?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Gronk is currently there as a decoy and a blocker.
He said he's
Not-
there to block, Jake.
Yeah, they're not going to throw to their tight ends 50 times a game. Bruce
That's what they
Arians
got
said-
wide receivers for.
Just one touchdown. Just
Jake,
one.
he had 6 catches on like
They're paying Mike Evans. How much are they paying Mike Evans? Probably like $80 million or something.
I want the touchdowns.
Then they got OJ Howard. He's probably more athletic than Gronk is at this point in his career.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't have him on my fantasy team. And he's also
Gronk's-
he's not sitting there with Tom Brady fucking answering knock-knock jokes. Like,
Well, I see Gronk doing like Manscaped commercials and stuff, or he's just completely naked.
Yeah, maybe it's because he's doing commercials.
He's doing commercials.
Not
Bill
even-
Belichick would never allow it.
Oh, I don't know. Bill Belichick does commercials now.
Well,
True.
now he does.
Okay.
Now that everyone's gone.
I don't
He's
think
just having a
it,
good
it doesn't
time.
apply to coaches like doing commercials and then you do bad on the field. I don't think
No.
that applies.
Yeah.
and honestly, Bill Belichick probably doesn't even eat Subway.
Bill did the Subway like in the middle of the off season. Like he didn't do it like just fucking.
All I know is Jamal Charles did one Head and Shoulders commercial and he tore his ACL and Javon Belcher killed himself and his girlfriend.
Because of Head and Shoulders?
I honestly don't know if Jamal Charles did a Head and Shoulders commercial. I
You
feel
just
like
wanna
he
call
has
it
done a commercial.
Hunter, you're gonna get us sued by Head and Shoulders, dude. Like slandering them like that.
Come at us, H&S. Let's go.
They have like Troy Polamalu, like the most religious guy I can think of. Just
Yeah.
good fella.
It is what it is. But, yeah, I think that top 10's good except for the Titans being in there.
I agree.
Besides their record, I don't think they've really done anything to deserve the top 10. But speaking of the Titans, they're a very, very small part of this week's Whoopsie of the Week. Yeah. So basically, like I said, this is a small part. This is a bit of a two-parter whoopsie. So turns out Titans played the Vikings. They came back 3 Titans players and I think 5 staff members tested positive for COVID. Vikings got tested. Nobody has it. That's super sweet. Titans play the Steelers this week. They were supposed to play on Sunday, but now they're looking at moving that game to Monday or Tuesday. Not sure how the fantasy is going to work out because currently it's slated in there as a bye, which I don't understand because, like, if they play on Monday, why would it be a bye? Maybe it's just because it's not decided yet. I don't know. That sucks. Be more safe. I want football. Stop going to strip clubs and getting COVID. The most important whoopsie of this week is our very own Jake in our fantasy league. He decided to bench the best player in football, Patrick Mahomes, and he played Cameron Newton instead. Jake, you want to walk us through this decision-making process and maybe tell us first what the end result was and then walk us through the decision?
The end result, I want to say, hey, let me look up the numbers because I don't want to get this wrong. But so what prompted this is I'm going to blame the Chargers because
I don't think you can do that. You can't just.
Well, listen, just hear me out because there's levels to this shit.
Okay.
So let me pull these numbers up. So I ended up losing by roughly 3 points with Cam Newton in, and it looks like I think I would have won by about 30 if I would have put Patrick Mahomes in. So so that sucks.
Yeah. So what's the thought process? What led to you leaving the most fiery fantasy player on the bench?
Cam Newton scored 11 points and Patrick Mahomes scored 40. So,
he dropped a 40 bomb.
Yeah, that really kicked me in the balls.
That's almost a 50 burger.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a 40 bomb in a while.
So we roll this back. Raiders, Saints. Raiders win. I say, okay, I don't think Saints are bad, so that must mean that Raiders are pretty damn good. Patriots play Raiders and win. So I say, okay, Patriots are now elite. Chiefs play Chargers. Way too close. So I say, maybe a rough patch. I assume maybe Patrick Mahomes is going to continue this rough patch for at least one more game. And then they figure it out. And I'm like, okay, Patriots are looking very good. I think they can score more because of this lull, this projected lull that the Chiefs were going to be in.
Your decision was a lull.
We should have Jake write like Matt Berry fucking fantasy like analysis.
Be the opposite.
And just break it down just like this. They played the Broncos, who sucked.
Listen, it was a classic case of overanalyzing.
Yeah. But, dude, that happens in fantasy all the time.
But the real reason, like the analysis part of it, you know? But the real reason, I didn't realize, I think I played Huffy. He had Alvin Kamara. The way he was listed, it wasn't like highlighted like they normally are when they're currently playing. So I look at the score, and I'm like, okay. I
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we each have one player to go from the Ravens. I'm up by like 40 points or something like that. So I'm like, oh, I don't give a fuck what happens. I won this shit. So I'm already celebrating.
You counted your chickens before they hatched, Jake?
Yes. The fantasy gods fucking smelt that one out, dude.
Exactly. Because as soon as this happens, right, I'm like, easy. My daddy asked me, he's like, hey, how's fantasy going? I was like, good, got one game left, but I'm going to win. So I'm going to be 2-1. All is well.
You can never say that phrase.
If you're up by 40 points, you better drop to your damn knees and thank the fantasy gods for every single point that they gave
So,
you.
so
dude.
what happens is
Until
the
Booger
next day,
McFarland sinks.
I look, and now I'm losing. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I look at the 40 plus points of Alvin Kamara. And I'm like, God damn. It's the first thing I thought. I was like, they smited me. And
He
now
had
I gave myself 30 lashings, like Da Vinci Code style. And yeah, no, I get it now. I learned I get it. And as soon as I realized that I was losing, I was like, yep, that's the real reason. Because if I wouldn't have said that, Patrick Mahomes probably wouldn't even have done good and won that game.
Jake, I noticed that you're playing me this week in fantasy. And I also noticed that you are indeed starting Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
But I will say that Patrick Mahomes is playing the New England defense, which is elite by your standards. And Cam Newton is playing the Kansas City defense.
Yeah, because here's the thing.
These Kansas City guys, they're used to chasing Lamar around. Their pursuit angles are gonna be way too deep, and Cam Newton will just be slicing underneath.
My thing is, I also have Rex Burkhead in, and if the Patriots offense can't get it done, I don't want two of my players to be fucked.
I do like that you're starting Greg Olsen over Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, I had to pick him up in the free agency. I picked up him, and I also picked up yeah, I don't know who else. Oh wait, week 4. I picked up Hunter Renfrow.
Whoa.
The Renfro Meister. I hear that this week he will be a number 1 receiver in Las Vegas.
Nice. I'm gonna have to put him.
I'm about to drop Henry Ruggs right now.
Guys, let's not be making moves in the middle of the cast.
I just did it. I dropped Henry Ruggs.
Wow.
That's not in our league, because I have Henry Ruggs in our league. Hunter, you can't be making moves in other leagues on the cast.
No, now you're throwing everything.
All right, let's get back on track. Let's get back on track.
Dropped Joe Burrow, or Cam Newton picked up Joe Burrow, because hot fantasy take of the week for all you guys out there. If Joe Burrow is in the free agency, get him, because that guy might score 60 fantasy points against the Jags defense this weekend.
No.
Yes.
Hunter, what happened in that game, dude?
If Ryan Fitzpatrick can light them up like that, you're telling me AJ Green and Tyler Boyd aren't going to have a day?
Hunter, Ryan Fitzpatrick has beaten the Jaguars for 8 different franchises.
I think it's 6.
6 different franchises. Joe Burrow has played maybe 3 games in the NFL.
Yeah, and he's throwing like 60 passes a game.
Dude, you don't think Doug Marone's going to dial those boys in and really confuse Joe Burrow with some real NFL looks?
Not at all. Taven Bryan's not going to lay a finger on him.
The Bengals O-line, Joe Burrow's getting murdered, dude.
Doesn't matter.
Hunter, they'll get to him. You're just lacking confidence right now. They'll get to him. They'll win that game.
Listen.
They'll beat the Bengals, dude.
Listen. Since we're already talking about a game from next week, let's talk about some other games from next week. So I talked about one. You guys each talk about one that's jumping out at you.
This Bills Raiders game is going to be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Bills are obviously going to win. They're kind of the best team in football.
Yeah, I think the Bills are going to win, but it's still going to be a good game.
Hunter, don't be gassing them up like that just so you can Twarski me.
I don't know what that means.
Also, is it at Las Vegas?
Yeah.
On that fresh, you know.
A big storyline out of this game is that several Raiders players were photographed doing a charity event without face masks. They're handing out turkeys and shit to the general population, just handing it to these old ladies and stuff. No masks.
Turkeys have masks on?
And the Bills players said that they're very concerned about playing the Raiders. This could ruin our perfect season.
Wow. Well, don't they get tested prior to the game?
They get tested one day before the game, but the symptoms might not show up for however long.
Asymptomatic carriers?
Yeah, there's people running around just breathing in each other's mouths.
I just think that the Bills' defense is going to make it really hard on Derek Carr.
Yeah, and I think one thing that works to the Bills' advantage is the teams that we've been playing, the Patriots have played the week prior, so we can kind of see what Bill Belichick did. Like, I saw a little clip of Derek Carr drops back. It's like 3rd and 3. Bill Belichick doubled the running back in the flat. There's a safety and a linebacker there. Derek Carr looks, has no one to throw it to. He immediately looks for his second check down, which is the tight end. He looks back over there, doubled up. Belichick doubled both the check downs because he knows Derek Carr is a chump. And then he left the fucking 2 wide receivers single coverage, and one of them was wide the fuck open. Like, Patrick Mahomes would have thrown a touchdown in like 1 second. But Belichick's like, this guy's a scrub. We'll double the running back, double the guy in the flat. He'll fucking sit there and we'll sack him. So the Bills get to they get to see a little bit of that and be like, oh, we could do something like this maybe. But I think that works to our advantage.
Yeah, I mean, Austin, I'm not going to lie. If you, just a fan and football podcaster, picks up on something like that, I'm sure Sean McDermott might be too.
Sean McDermott's licking his chops right now, I bet. He's probably right now watching film waiting. Yeah. But
so, Jake, anything on here pop out at you?
Well, I mean, I said the Bills Raiders, but I mean, obviously the Patriots Chiefs game is going to be a good one.
Oh, well, if you already said it, Austin, what pops out at you?
I mean, the game that I'm looking at right here, and I think the whole league should be looking at, is the Pittsburgh-Tennessee game.
I thought you were going to say New Orleans-Detroit.
No, I am very interested in that game. But
lines are so weird this season right now. I mean, they're always weird.
This Pittsburgh-Tennessee game sets the precedent for what happens in, like, a COVID breach violation type ordeal. So we will see, like, do the Pittsburgh Steelers just get that advantage of having the ability to practice with their full team while the fucking Titans have to use iPads?
So keep this in mind. If they don't play, the Steelers have to take a bye this week.
Yeah.
And that screws up the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because they can, like, move some games around in the future and whatnot, but having your bye week 4.
And think about this. They have to play a Monday game and then play, I don't know if what they play next week. I don't think it's a Thursday game. It's probably a Sunday game, but that's another day of just not resting. And after you get in absolute car collisions with these 300-pound men.
It might not even be Monday. They said it could be Tuesday.
If it's on Tuesday, that's fucked. That's
turn around Thursday game. Done.
Yeah.
I'm mainly concerned with how fantasy is going to work out, because if they play on Monday and
I don't care about their health. I don't give a fuck about how they feel.
Yeah.
I need fantasy.
If it doesn't count this week and they play on Monday, I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But speaking of seeing what happens, Jake really dialed up a fun one this week.
Yeah, this game of the week is top 3 NFL movie/TV cameos, and I'll just say appearances, because if they're just roles or long, not just like a cameo, then yeah, it counts too. So any NFL entity, player, coach, announcer, anybody.
None of mine are cameos. They're all full feature-length appearances. Yeah,
that's fine. So movies, TVs, NFL.
What about music videos? Do those count?
No.
You go to Birds.
My Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush one isn't going to work out.
All right, so to go me, Hunter, Austin. So my number 3, once I pull up my notes widget, from
Jake's
iOS 14.
You shouldn't say that word on the cast. They prefer little people.
It's not cool.
So my number 3 is it is a full feature length role, and this is Coach Mike Ditka in the movie Kicking and Screaming with Will Ferrell, the soccer movie. It's a pretty good one. I think he's pretty funny. He's just Mike Ditka. Like his personality, got all those little soccer kids. He's a little rough around the edges. And he always kind of shits on Will Ferrell's character. It's a good role, good movie, funny.
Come on, girls! You gotta move it! You gotta move it! Out of way! Come on, move it! Move it!
But Coach, how is this gonna help me with soccer?
It's not gonna help you with soccer, but I'm gonna get my trash taken out, okay? Come on, Beyonce, let's get that back end done.
Coach, shouldn't we be going to soccer practice?
I'm not going to soccer practice with a dirty car.
I knew he was going to do it to me.
Hunter's shaking his head over here.
We-
Did he intercept a pick from you?
It might be on the list. We don't know yet. It certainly wasn't number 3. But number 3 on my list, the classic rom-com starring Matthew McConaughey, Failure to Launch. Terry Bradshaw plays, I don't know who the girl is. It might be Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez.
It's the girl with the horse face from Sex and the City.
Sandra Bullock.
No, Sarah Jessica Parker. So I believe Terry Bradshaw plays Matthew McConaughey's dad because he still lives at home, I think. But there's a scene where he's like cleaning a fish tank and he's completely naked, and just Terry Bradshaw is just built like a dump truck. Crazy.
That man took a lot of hits.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the picture here. You guys are gonna laugh, but that was.
No, I know what part you're talking about. It's funny.
Oh, beautiful. Mm-hmm. Want a cocktail, blanket, or anything?
This is my naked room. What about sex?
I love Failure to Launch.
Failure to Launch, huh? I'll have to give it a rewatch.
It's cool because Matthew McConaughey still lives at home. He's failing to launch, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my number 3 is Hines Ward in The Dark Knight Rises. And it's just because all he had to do is like just run on some CGI field and like look around like knowing like everything got fucked up. And they got so much trailer footage out of just that little 10 seconds right there.
Oh yeah. Every trailer, every version of the trailer had that scene in it.
Oh yeah.
Let the games begin.
They really pushed it. So that one I thought was pretty good. I think Big Ben was also in there.
Yeah. So the Big Ben appearance almost made my list because he's also just like standing there, just like.
Just really soaking in the anthem.
Yeah. All right. So my number 2 is a full role again, and this is Marshawn Lynch in Westworld. He's like a hitman type dude with like how this whole system works. It pays you to like do dirty work, and he he's like a hitman with this other person. He dies. Sorry. But
Oh, you just ruined it, Jake. You didn't give a spoiler alert?
Yeah, Jake, I haven't seen
Jake,
it.
I've never seen that. I was very interested in it, dude.
I mean, it's a season 3. You probably forget by the time he comes around. But he's not a main character. He's not like really a pivotal role. But he's still cool because it's Marshawn Lynch.
You okay?
I'm just dripping. Tell him you okay, G.
I'm most definitely not okay.
He's fine. You got the stuff?
Yeah.
Bust some skulls up. I like it.
All right, my turn.
Oh, yeah.
So my number 2 is from I'd say one of my favorite movies. I like it. It's a fun comedy. And I would say, but this isn't a movie, I would say Dan Marino in Nutrisystem commercials, but that doesn't count because those are commercials.
Commercials are going to be a different game.
Okay, cool. And I would also say Dan Marino in the behind-the-scenes footage for Madden 19 because he's in a green cap motion capture suit and he's just like he just doesn't know what it is and it looks clear. But my number 2 is Dan Marino in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective because the whole plot of this movie revolves around not only Snowflake, the dolphin, the Dolphins mascot being stolen, but Dan Marino also being kidnapped by who we talked about last podcast, Ray Finkel, who is posing as Lois Einhorn.
Oh, boy. Ace, come here. Would you excuse me for just 1 second? Ladies and gentlemen, my esteemed colleague, Mr. Marino, has just brought some new evidence to my attention. Now, history has certainly shown that even the most intuitive criminal investigator can be wrong from time to time. But if I am mistaken, if the lieutenant is indeed a woman, as she claims to be, then, my friend, she is suffering from the worst case of hemorrhoids I have ever seen! That's why Roger Podacter is dead! He found Captain Winky! Good night, everybody! You've been a wonderful audience. I'll be here all week. Be sure to tip your waitress.
And Lois Einhorn had some serious hemorrhoids, which was actually Ray Finkel's ding ding tucked away to the back. I know this because that was also my number 2, so
Damn.
we can skip right over me.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, Dan Marino was very classic in that movie, and that movie has endured all these years. Still good.
There's a scene where he says like, "Thanks, Ace," and it's just really bad acting.
So since that was the same for you, I'll go ahead with my number 1. And this is it's the most classic movie to me, one of my favorite childhood movies. And the cameo is when this little fucking dweeb twerp bitch is riding his bike up the road. Big old bus pulls up and John Madden gets out. And he says, "Hey kid, I need to go to the Hall of Fame." Pulls out a map. He's like, "We started over here, and then we came here, went da da da," and starts going around like this. He's like, "We need to get right over here." And that's the Little Giants.
What's the use? I'm a dipstick. We'll never get to play.
Hey, you gotta stop it. Me and the guys have to get to a banquet in Canton, you know where the Hall of Fame is, and we took a wrong turn somewhere. Look, we started out here on I-70, we're coming across here, we went up 104, then we took the 49er, then we were going to take the shortcuts. We go 10, 12, 48, 100, and we have to hit Canton. Damn, we have to hit it hard. And I don't know where the heck we are.
It's just the best cameo. You've never seen the Little Giants? No,
haven't seen it
way.
either.
You guys have never seen Little Giants?
No.
No way.
What is it?
Okay, you gotta watch. It's a classic childhood football movie. It's about like these ragtag, debatably poor kids that have to start a football team, and like they have like a little stereotypical fat kid, and they have like a little nerdy piece of shit kid, and they have this kid who's just a pussy. Like it's a bunch. It's all the characters are there.
Gee, I think the main point's going right over your head.
Like, exactly.
They got a fat kid, and a pussy.
Well, there's a kid who can only catch toilet paper. Like he can't catch a football, but he can catch toilet paper every single time.
That
So
reminds me of
imagine-
Cowboys Kid, dude.
You
When
have
I
to
put him in.
imagine he would fit right in on this team. So yeah, it's all about them forming a football team and learning how to play football. And yeah, when you have the chance, watch Little Giants.
I'll give it a look, dude.
Okay.
Jake, I'll have to also watch Westworld just to see Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, it's season 3, so if you want to put in 20 episodes prior,
I mean, I got nothing else to do.
it's one of my favorite series.
All right. Is it my turn for number 1?
Yeah.
So Jake, your number 3. I can't believe it was so low because your number 3 is my number 1. My number 1 is Mike Ditka in Kicking and Screaming because he makes that whole movie. Like you're right, he's rough around the edges and everybody else isn't, and he's just a jerk the whole time. But the best part in that movie is when the 2 lesbian parents of the Asian child, Byung-sung, are like asking him for an autograph, and they're like, yeah, just make it out to Byung-sung. And he's like, all right, yeah, here you go, Bing Bong. For the whole movie, he calls this kid Bing Bong.
Yeah.
The moms are like, his name is Byung-sung. And he's like, yeah, that's what I said, Bing Bong.
85 Bears to a Super Bowl victory. It's Mike Ditka.
You know Sammy Sosa?
Hey, zip it, kid. I'm a coach that knows about winning. I'm gonna push you guys like you've never been pushed before. Some of you gonna wish I was dead.
It's true. I know it's a weird thought, but it's true.
I eat quitters for breakfast and I spit out their bones.
Delicious.
Now this is gonna be the hardest, most difficult thing you ever attempted in your entire life. But you know what? When it's over.
Get emotional.
When it's over.
When it's over.
You guys are gonna be champions.
Champions.
By God, you're gonna be champions. All right, everybody up. Come on, hands in.
Yeah.
Come on, everybody. Let's go out and kick some butt.
Here we go. On 3. Let's have fun. 1, 2, 3. Let's have fun.
Let's have fun. What's that? I just made it up.
I've never seen that movie either. I'll have
You
to
never-
watch that.
It's Austin. It's worth it just for the Mike Ditka.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, but it's really funny. Jake, I think we should use different scenes for Mike Ditka and Kicking and Screaming.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
I want the Bing Bong scene.
But
So,
lay it on us.
for my number 1, I have O.J. Simpson in the Naked Gun trilogy. And I don't know if you guys have seen the Naked Gun trilogy,
I've seen
but
parts of it.
they're pretty funny. And O.J. Simpson, I think, was a very good actor and a very good TV personality in general.
This was like beforehand, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. he
right after.
Yeah, his career really took a downspin after the alleged murders. But yeah, I think he was hilarious in the movie. He was a really good actor. I think if none of the murder ever happened, or potentially whatever, he might have been a good actor.
Right up there with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Maybe better, dude.
Wow.
The Juice.
I love you too, Nordberg. Who were they?
Ship. Boat.
That's right, Nordberg, a boat. Now, when you're better, we'll go sailing together on a boat. We'll take a cruise just like last year.
Drugs.
Hey, nurse. Quick, give this man some drugs. Quick, can't you see he's in pain?
No.
Give him a shot, quickly.
No. Heroin. Heroin, Frank.
Nordberg, that's a pretty tall order. You're gonna have to give me a couple of days on that one.
Oh, my poor Nordberg. Oh, he was such a good man, Frank. He
never wanted to hurt anyone. Who would do such a thing?
Oh, it's hard to tell. Be a roving gang of thugs, a blackmailer, an angry husband, a gay lover.
Frank, get a hold of yourself.
Good cop. Needlessly cut down an ambush by some cowardly hoodlums.
There's no way for a man to die.
Yeah, you're right, Ed. A parachute not opening, that's a way to die.
2,000 yards in a
You
12-game
could be
season.
in the Gridiron Gang too, or maybe the
Maybe.
Tooth Fairy too.
Never seen Gridiron Gang.
You never seen Damn, son.
Have
Well,
you
you guys
seen-
gotta watch Little Giants.
Have you seen Stomp the Yard, Jake?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I haven't.
I've seen Stomp the Yard.
I will try to watch the Naked Gun trilogy, and then whatever.
Those are good. You should watch them.
Oh yeah, and then you have to watch Keegan Streaming. Wow, what a
Yeah.
game! What a game!
That was a
Yeah, it
good
was a good
one.
one.
I'm trying to find the Terry Bradshaw scene on YouTube, but it's kind of hard.
Yeah, I couldn't find some of the OJ scenes that I was trying to find. I couldn't find many of the Dan Marino scenes from Ace Ventura.
Really?
Yeah, there's not a lot of good scenes from that movie.
Guess we have to just purchase the movies on iTunes and then cut the clips up.
Yeah, that's completely legal. We can do that.
I mean, Ace Ventura or Kicking and Screaming, but I definitely have Failure to Launch already.
Well,
I
all right.
don't.
That was a good episode.
Yeah.
Just searching for links.
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited for this next week, and hopefully I don't get fucked again in fantasy because that hurt. That hurt me.
Yeah, well, if you do, it'll be by me and by the fantasy gods' wishings.
Episode 23, the Darius Slay episode.
Yeah, I
Maybe,
hope me just admitting my wrong and accepting that I'm trying to do better is good enough because it's my first goof. You know, maybe they'll be forgiving.
Nah, that's not how they roll, Jake.
I might do a blood sacrifice.
They usually will ruin your entire season just to prove a point, and then next year you might figure it out. But yeah, they're not forgiving.
They are a spiteful god.
They're very spiteful, and yeah, they'll fuck you for several years if need be.
That's funny.
All right.
All right.
Well, that was a successful one, or
Yeah.
successful. As we said, we'll see you next time for the Darius Slay episode. It's going to be tough when we break 100
Why?
with this number game we've been playing.
That'll just be the NFL 100.
Yeah.
And then Zoe 101, then 102 Dalmatians, then I don't know.
Star 104.
Yep, see? Look, easy.